Good evening. Sorry tonight we do not have the promo up. We are without our technical producer tonight, Dustin.
We miss him.
Yeah, Dustin, you had to take off for us on the one night for us, and we can't do anything without you here, kid.
He's great, isn't he?
Got to have a 15-year-old to run this equipment because Lord knows those old men aren't smart enough.
That is so true.
So I'd like to thank everyone that's listening tonight, whether you're listening right now or you'll be listening later on the replay. Doesn't matter much to me. Jack in Canada, I really hope you're listening tonight. I know I've missed you a couple of weeks here. As much as you've missed me, I've missed you. It's and about that, the last couple of weeks I haven't been in studio. 2 weeks ago, it was that I had a previous engagement. I had told everybody for about a month leading up to that. But last week, it was about 5 hours, 6 hours, I'd say, before the show, that I finally came to the realization that my personal business, my custom motorcycle shop, was being forced to close down. I didn't make the money to cover my insurance or my bond for next year, and I've put everything I had for the last 3 years, not just all my time and skill and effort, but most of my money into building this shop. And I've now lost that because of COVID, because with the bars being closed and the bike nights not happening and the car shows not happening, we didn't have the people and the desire to come out and look at the custom bikes, so nobody was building any. And if you don't want one built, the builders aren't going to make any money. So, yeah, that explains all that. And I'm sorry about canceling at the last minute, Pete. I know it threw everyone for a loop, but I'd been sitting in my shop that day for about 2 hours just looking at numbers and thinking about what I could do for advertising, and I had nothing. I couldn't do it. It just wasn't going to happen. So, again, sorry, everyone, about that.
Well, it's a reality, my friend,
yeah.
and unfortunately, it happens to a lot of people, and there are a great many people out there who are untouched by it the same way as you are. But you lost something that you both love to do, but also made your income, and that hits hard, man. I think everyone who's watching would agree.
Yeah, and it's not even so much about the income. I still have a large parts inventory. I was smart enough to run my business debt-free. So when I close, it just means, I file some paperwork, I empty the bank account, and that's it. I have no risk of anyone coming to take anything I have.
Oh, darn. Well, then I won't go.
So, yeah, there's not going to be an auction. But, I still have my inventory, so when swap meets happen again, I'll be able to go and sell those off, or sell all my inventory off, hopefully come up with a little bit of money to make the insurance and the bond and bring the whole company back to life again in the future. But as for now, for me, it was more of my shop it was like a child for me. It was every moment I wasn't with my daughter, I was either in the shop or thinking about the shop. And I went through that for 3 years, and now it's all gone. So, and I'm not the only one suffering, and I know it. I fought it as long as I could. And in the end, it is what it is. And you can tell just looking at me tonight, I just noticed my own image here. I've been a little lazy here grooming for the last couple of weeks.
That's it. Ohio Barb's going to come trim it for you.
Yeah.
I watched the video.
Ooh. She saw it. She saw it on YouTube. She can trim. So.
Dogs and man, it's the same thing.
All right. So tonight,
Hugh, I just want to take a moment and thank you for being part of this, and I know that our viewers and listeners really appreciate it. You bring a voice of reason to what we do, and the very fact that you're here, I personally am so proud to have you as part of our team here. And I know the life you've gone through, the things you've learned, and the things you've experienced, you've shared with us. And you just bring a great presence to our team here, and we're just glad to have you. Thanks for being here tonight.
And yeah, I'm so thankful to have this venue as a place to share my thoughts. And it's on something my topic for this show and for every show of just the neighborhoods and the communities. We need to take care of ourselves. It means so much to me that I'm able to get that message out, that we should be self-reliant on our own protection. And along those notes, I'd like to bring up what happened last night, impromptu at the Coastal at 19th and Walnut, everybody's favorite neighborhood. What we wound up having there was about a half a dozen guys showed up, had a microphone, and you're really messing with my eyes watching this one.
Hang on, I'm just trying to see if we can find anything about it.
Okay. It was on the Actions page. But, yep, about a half a dozen guys came out, street preachers, had a PA system. They stood in the parking lot, and they, for about an hour or so, read out of the Bible, and they hung out for a little bit beyond that. And their point wasn't to go there and be confrontational. Their point wasn't to get out there and actively turn people away. It's a busy intersection. It's a great place for a street preacher. But what's also good is criminals are people of opportunity. They are sheer opportunists, and I know this because I was one. And you don't like to be where other people are seeing you do wrong when you're out there to do wrong. So for a few hours there, at least, with that crowd out there, there were no shootings, no stabbings, no beatings, no pistol whippings, no robbings, no prostitution. All the street crime on that corner went away for a few hours.
Nice.
Because they're not going to go where they're going to be seen. And then you also had the people out there with their phones and cameras going in order to try and, just record it. And it was great to see that, because that is honestly what it's about. That's the neighborhood coming out and saying no more without getting out there. And I mean, there's other groups out there that are a little more confrontational when pushed. But the neighborhoods in general, that's how you do it. Get out there together, be seen. Laughing, having a coffee, goofing off. And you're taking the opportunity away from the street thugs. They have nowhere to go then. They have to find another neighborhood. But the problem is, when they find another neighborhood, that means their customers have to find them in that other neighborhood. Put a hurting on their business for a few weeks. Maybe things change. Maybe they go to a neighborhood where other people already are and say no. Sooner or later, they can run out of room, at which point they're either going to be put to prison or have to change their ways. I would much rather see every single person out there tonight that's on that street doing anything illegal, change your ways. Mm-hmm. It's much more of a desired outcome. We don't want to see the prisons overloaded because you were so greedy you couldn't get out and find a straight job. And they're out there. In the last week, since I've made the announcement of my own business closing, I've had several job offers. And not in the business of building motorcycles or cars. Heavy equipment operator jobs, and a couple of sales gigs were offered to me. So, I mean, the work's out there if you want to go out there and do it. Most people don't. You know, why would you work for $500 a week when you can sling crack on a corner for $1,500 a night? But if we take them corners away, you know, it's like a store that can only survive in a shopping mall. What was that one store they used to have in all the malls where they would engrave the jewelry in that? What was that? Things Remembered.
Yeah.
Yep. Things Remembered was a great business. Only worked in shopping malls. Shopping malls are all going away. Things Remember's gone. It's the same thing with a crack dealer. They only work on street corners. Take their street corners away from them just by going out there and being a community, being a neighborhood, being nice. And their business can't survive either. But, I'm trying now to reach out to people who were involved in that at the Coastal because I want to talk to them further. Honestly, if anyone watching knows who anyone is that was involved in that, please have them get a hold of me. I'd love to bring you on the show and honor you and give you the respect you've deserved. You are my new hero.
You're here.
You did what I said. You went out, you took your neighborhood. And you did what I said you shouldn't do, which is go to the worst spot and try and fight for that. You got to work your way in. Please slow down. So, yeah, that was great. And I really wish we could do more of that. The problem is in that neighborhood, you don't have many neighbors. Most of the houses are empty. The businesses are boarded up. But I'm going to call it out, too. I don't normally have anything negative to say about any business. But that Coastal, anyone from the city of Niagara Falls, building inspection, anyone from city of Niagara Falls council, mayor's office, close that business down. Wow, who was that? That was a loud bing.
That's one of our phones here.
Oh,
Sorry
okay.
about that, Hugh.
Wow, that really hit me.
It was my magic wand.
Yeah, just the frequency of that really hit me. But yeah, we need that Coastal closed. There's a Valero gas station 1 block away that at one point in time, I'd say probably about 10 years ago or so, was starting to have some issues. And the owner came out of that store and he took care of it. He ran them issues off. They went down to the Coastal and they're still there. Nobody has run them out because that business is catering to them. That business is not about selling gas or selling cigarettes or candy bars or soda. That business is there about giving a safe haven for criminal activity, for street gangs, for illegal pharmaceutical sales, we'll call it. They are strictly there giving safe haven. I do not know if they're getting a kickback from the dealers. I wouldn't be surprised at all. With the way things have happened there, I know I would never want that outside of my business. I would never want my business associated with multiple stabbings and shootings and robberies. But we hear about at least once a week, heavy police presence having to go to that intersection. Please, let's close that business down. The city can take ownership. And then when they're done, they can sell it off to somebody who cares. So that's about all I got to say on that. I'm going to open the phone lines up here and then jump into some more subjects I have. Hey. I don't know why I'm not seeing that chat on my phone, but only on...
Well, here's what we're going to do. We do this with Tessa's show.
Okay.
I just set this up so that you can follow it as well, because what's on the right is what our guests see, our audience sees. Okay. So here, I'll leave that for you so it'll flash up as well.
Okay, and then I just got to get accustomed to the delay here. So, okay. So anyway... phone number tonight, 716-563-1710. I'm pretty sure I have my phone set up to accept the calls, and without Dustin here, Lord only knows if I got it right or not.
I'm a poor substitute.
I'm telling you, Dustin, I'm coming for you. And Dustin, you better be watching. I need all the viewers I can get. So, yeah, I see here a couple minutes ago, Tim, you had made a comment of thanks to the governor for closing a small business. My business was not closed because of the governor. My business was closed because of a virus. In the beginning, I fully supported the governor's actions. We didn't know what was going on. About halfway through the summer, I started to revolt against it because we had the numbers in and we could see what was actually happening, and I wanted to make the changes. But I'm just an idiot bike builder. I'm not, the governor. So I had no say in that. When the bars reopened, people just weren't able to go and hang out with their bikes, and that hurt. It was just the perfect storm, worst time for a bike shop. If I could have seen it coming, I would have shut it down in advance, not wasted the money on the overhead through the summer. I would have stayed shut in March if I knew this was coming. But I lost out. So, but thanks for the comment. I appreciate it. Things will get better, Tim. I've always got angles. See, now that just popped up. Tim's comment just popped on my phone.
You're going to have to get used to that delay as
Wow.
well.
Wow.
I know. Sometimes the feeds are different.
Yeah, this is... And again, folks, I'm sorry about having to put all the technical information out here on how this runs. I'm learning.
We all are.
I believe this is my 5th show now. And
Yeah.
before this, lifetime now, I've done 5 shows. Tells you how much info I really have. And like I told Peter on our way up here tonight, I'm not a smart guy. I'm an influential guy. If I was smart, I could run the machines and not just sit here for an hour in front of you and tell you what we should be doing. Peter's a smart guy. Dustin's a smart guy. I'm not.
He's smarter than me. Jack
Yep,
from Canada's
there's
watching.
Jack, yes. Jack, I talked to Jack after the last show pretty much my entire drive home. So, Jack, question for you tonight, because you are kind of my tech guy on the other side of the border. How's our audio sounding? Because that's what he's good for telling me about that.
He's got great ears.
So, okay, I have a call coming in right now. Let's see. Caller, are you there? Oh, no, hang on. More technical issues? I thought
Just check. You should have a thing that'll let you pick the roadcaster.
Yeah, I thought I did do that. Okay, connecting the roadcaster. Caller, please stand by. Sorry, again, the details of this. So, okay, are you there, caller?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Excellent, excellent. Who do we got?
You got the one and only Tim Heater.
Hey!
Hey, Tim, how we doing? Thank you.
Doing good, brother. How you doing? I know things have been better for you. And I agree to an extent with you about the COVID being the issue. But, COVID wasn't really the issue. It was the way that it was dealt with by the governor. And even to this day, it's still continuing to be handled, I don't think, in a good way. I think they're going way overboard with a lot of these restrictions. Now, your custom motorcycle business, you having 1 or 2 customers in there at a time should not be a major concern. I can see them having a fit about, crowds of 10 people at the same table at a restaurant. What doesn't make sense to me is it's safe for you to wear a mask into the restaurant, take it off 10 steps away from the door when you sit down at the table, put it back on after you're done eating, and then go pay your bill and leave. How the hell, where are they getting? I know they say follow the science.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. Walmart's still open, Target's still open, but small businesses are closed. Small businesses are the backbone of the freaking community.
Yeah.
Why would you pick on them?
I'll agree with you on a lot of that there, Tim. Some of the implementation was done wrong. Some of the details are being done wrong, in my opinion, obviously, in your opinion, too.
Oh, we share the same opinion, brother.
I'm a little more down the center on this one. I do have a little bit of an education in medical, so I have a decent understanding of the minute details of what's happening. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is. The problem was you weren't able to get 10 or 15 guys standing around the smoking area outside of a bar looking at our bikes. That's just, it wasn't allowed. And most people with common sense would realize you don't want to go stand around a tight crowd of about 10 people with such beautiful health choices as we're smokers. It's a good sign we're probably not being the smartest people in the world. So you really wouldn't want to be around that crowd at this point in time, not until the vaccine gets more out there, until, the people with antibodies get more out there. Then at that point, we'll be able to do it more and more and more.
But see, the whole problem with that line of thinking, though, Hugh, is where is it the individual's choice and responsibility for their own health decisions? If I want to smoke, which I do, if I want to smoke, I want to go stand out on a public sidewalk and smoke my cigarette. That's my choice. There's no governor going to tell me that you can go out there and smoke because, well you may kill somebody.
We weren't told that we couldn't do it. Nobody said you couldn't do it, but, it's...
Well, they did but when they were limiting how many people could be in a bar and...
Right. But
you had to order food to get something to drink at a bar.
Yeah, and
come on, man.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that hurt me. And at that time, it was trying to limit the crowds. I understand what the intent was. I don't agree with the implementation.
But at what point do you stop allowing people to be responsible for their own health choices? Like I said, I smoke. That's a choice I make. I died from lung cancer. It was due to my choices. I go outside, I catch the virus, everybody's going to catch this virus eventually.
Hey,
They're never going to be able to completely eradicate it.
When it comes to making dumb life choices, as a biker, I am probably the king of that. I get on a motorcycle, which is basically a controlled explosion between my knees while my groin is sitting on a giant can of gasoline.
Absolutely.
And I decide to go out there on this unstable vehicle and play in traffic. So, yeah.
And it's your choice, though. Yeah. That's what you get enjoyment from.
Yeah,
and that's why I say,
I have
where
no
do you
problem
stop
with it.
infringing on people's rights and freedoms to make bad choices? This is America. We have the right to make those bad choices if we want. As long as we're not breaking any laws, where do you draw the line? That's the thing.
Well, and that's the thing is no two people are going to agree on where to draw the line. And where I may agree with you that what was done improperly, I'm pretty sure that you and I have a different place for the line. Just by the basic theme of my show, I care about my community first, my neighborhood first. I live in an elderly neighborhood. So if I'm out there doing high risk things and then I come home and I go to mow my neighbor's lawn being the nice guy and they come out to say thank you, have I just put their health in jeopardy? Because we know the older people are more susceptible.
Right, but then you've also got the people that are allergic to grass, and you just cut grass and put grass in the area, and then you got the fumes from the mower. That's why I said, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, and I'm not going to those extremes, but I'm just saying, we had to, there has to be a middle area where people can agree. We can't have a free for all if we care about our neighbors, but at the same time, we can't lock it down if we care about ourselves.
Right. My question that I'll ask you then, and it's been asked several times, I think people take it as a joke. Me personally, I take it seriously. I care about people's safety around me. I wear a mask when I have to. When I'm not more than 6 feet apart, I wear the mask. I also carry a handgun because I care about the people around me safety. How many people in this country carry handguns? Why doesn't everybody that cares about everybody they want to push about, you should care about the people around you and in your community, wear a mask? Well, I care about the people in the health of my community. I carry a handgun to protect them. Does everybody do that? Why not?
Because of my history, I am not allowed to own a firearm.
There are some people that have legal issues. I get that. But the people that are legally able to do it and physically able to do it, why aren't they pushing that? Because we see the high crime in the city of Niagara Falls.
Oh,
okay, well, we've got a high crime rate.
Niagara Falls is out of control. By the way, did you see that? What was it? Number 18 this week, I think we had?
Yeah, I heard that.
For murders. Yeah, Niagara Falls
That's
has had
pathetic.
more murders since January of 2020 till today.
And they want to defund the
Then,
police, you
yeah,
know?
they had more murders in that time frame than they did from 2015 all the way up until December of 2019 combined.
And let me ask you a question. What do you honestly see that is happening that's actually going to address that problem?
Us.
Do you see anything that's addressing that problem?
Us.
Do you see anything from the people that are responsible to take care of that issue? Do you see anything happening from those people that are responsible to make changes to correct that problem?
Well, here's the problem. The people that are responsible are us. We've allowed it.
You're right.
We've allowed
You're right.
it. We didn't go out there.
Do you see people changing that? I'm going to point it out to you that there is people that are making a change.
Oh, yeah, there is. And like I was saying, there was the street preachers that went to the Coastal, the worst place. They went over there last night, impromptu, set up in the cold, in the elements, and they were out there for hours because they were being accountable.
And I remember a video of Miss Shaw going down by the Red House, the infamous Red House down on Highland Avenue.
Oh, the best thing that ever
saw
happened
her.
was that one getting shut down.
You know, she's involved. There's also a group of people going around that are being labeled as racist because they care about their community.
Yes.
The Watchmen.
I was going to
The
actually...
Watchmen now have a presence.
Okay.
You know?
I love that you brought them up. I have a notepad with a bunch of different ideas that I'll have throughout the night. And you see me looking down all the time. I'm looking at it. I'm processing. Top line on my notepad tonight. Thank you. And, yeah, Tim, I'm going to end the call here so I can go on a little bit about Watchmen. So
Very good. I'm going to sit on the side and watch the podcast.
Thanks for having my back today,
Thank you, Tim.
Tim.
I appreciate the call. And please do a watch party. Get more people.
Absolutely.
Have a
Share
good
it away.
night. So, yes, Tim had brought up the Watchmen. And this is kind of an important thing because this studio was called out recently in an article. The article claiming that the Watchmen is a racist group and the studio, by extension, must be racist also. That article stayed online for all of about 30 minutes before the reporter got fired and the article got taken down. You know, there's other people involved on why they're trying to post about that versus what's happening in their own personal life, and I'm not going to get into them tonight. In the future, when more details are public on that side of it, I will. But the Watchmen, for about a week, well, the first week I was off is when that happened, I believe. And for that whole week, whenever anybody mentioned that the Watchmen was a white supremacist group, first thing I did was I questioned them. And I questioned hard. Anyone who's seen my interviews knows I questioned hard. I hammered on people. Why? Tell me, what makes them white supremacists? One of my best friends, closest friends in the world, is a black man. He lives down in Florida. His cousin's actually been in this studio several times. His family is friends with someone else who broadcasts out of this studio. And if I believed that this studio was affiliated with anything supporting white supremacy in any way, shape, or form, I would have canceled my show instantly. I would have called Peter. I would have posted it on Facebook, and I would have been done. And I stand by that. And Peter, I hope you understand that too, that
yes, sir.
This is something I will not tolerate. And if they start to make a swing that way, I'll come to you first about that if I see it starting to swing that way. But what makes the Watchmen a white supremacist group is actually Western New York media. These are, they are out there inciting. They're creating issues at Western New York media. I hate calling out another media outlet. It's not jealousy because I really don't know them, and I can guarantee you they have not a freaking clue who I am. I am nowhere near their radar. I am nowhere near their level of viewership and readership. So it's not like I'm trying to bump a competitor. It's strictly that the way they phrase things, the things they choose to report, and what they're putting online, what they're putting out there into the general media, and other media using them as a source without first looking at their backgrounds. They are about instigating the problems. The problems we had today up in Niagara Square. You had a large group of business owners. I was contemplating going, but I was wrapping up the last job in my shop. But you had a large group of business owners and a couple local politicians, a couple local businessmen that got together, and they decided to have this rally. Not exactly sure what the whole point of the rally was, what they were hoping to accomplish, other than just, begging for us to be able to open up. Unfortunately, I feel right now they've taken on, their message is right. Their messenger, their front person that group is using for most things, the owner of that gym, is the wrong person. The things that he has said recently in emails and publicly, he's not the right messenger. But it is the right message. But yeah, that group was having their thing up there. The BLM, Antifa supporters, members, sympathizers, whatever, were instigated to go there by Western New York media, WNY media. They had posted and posted and posted about a white supremacist, Proud Boy supporting group that was there. So they brought the hate out in people where there was none. They instigated them to come up, and we wound up with it getting violent. Big surprise. I don't understand how it could be a surprise to anyone. The Watchmen were there in the middle where they normally are. I've watched a couple of videos from today already. Luckily, we had a couple here in studio. Me and Peter actually sat and analyzed one. And it was pretty evident what happened. Stefan Mihailu, who the ultra-left, ultra-democrat Western New York media doesn't like, and God, I hate this. It forces me to bring into politics into my show, and I hate that. There's no room for politics and kindness. But they have a hatred for Mihailu. So they had someone videoing him as he got out, and a bunch of the people that they had rallied up to get out there to the park to stop this rally to support opening of businesses and letting us survive. They went and they approached Mihailu. One of them was putting physical contact on Mihailu on his car, trying to close his door as he was getting out. The watchmen who were in between the two groups seen it, came over, as they should. And unfortunately, the Buffalo police should have already been there to escort Mihailu out of his car. The police or the sheriff's deputies or someone should have been out there with him going into that heated situation. But the watchmen were the first to respond. They created the separation. Somebody came in from the side that was not with the watchmen, instigated it. Next thing you know, there's physical altercation. Now, this is as surprising as putting a blood and a crypt in the same room with one crackhead and two bags. Gee, somebody got hurt. I mean, you can't take the extremes and force them all in together. But that's what WNY Media wants to do. They want to force, I'll tell you right now, if it was nothing but Antifa out there, what WNY Media would do was message the Watchmen group to get them to show up so that they could create the controversy they want. And hopefully people hear this, they understand it, and they take the money away from that group. Take the advertising away from that group. Quit supporting them. Quit giving them clicks. Because let me tell you, if I sell advertising, I have a little rate sheet I've drawn up. If I sell advertising, I do it by per 1,000 viewers. That's how I get paid. Well, that's how WNY Media gets paid. if you're clicking on them to see how bad they are, you're giving them money. Because every 1,000 clicks, an ad goes up by $25. So please block them. Do whatever you can. Get these shit-stirring troublemakers away from us. And like I said, as far as the whole issue of white supremacy goes, I haven't spoken directly with anyone from the Watchmen. I'm hoping to. Sooner or later, me and Peter were talking about us getting together, and hopefully there's a couple of you listening tonight. You know, if not, we got to track Brett down and hit him in the head with a tack hammer.
He's well-spoken on it, too, and he can give a good representation.
Well, he should at least be out there getting his guys to watch me. So, just my opinion and me being the self-promoter I am.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, actually, and the issue between the Watchmen and their supporters and the Western New York media and their supporters, it's a bigger issue. It's not just the local issues and the trouble it's creating. And, we got another call coming in here. Let me answer this one. Hello, who we got here?
Well, you have one of the Watchmen.
Oh, yes, you guys are listening. Good. I don't have to track any of you down. So
no, you don't.
That's okay. I get a feeling it'd be pretty easy to get involved with you.
They don't run and hide here.
No, don't.
They're right in.
Nope. You're like me. We don't run and hide from each other.
Yep.
So.
Right. I'm not going to give my name, but Peter knows who I am.
Yep. No, that's fine. I don't need your name. And I'm pretty good about that. If no name.
Actually, we were there at Lafayette Square today when everything happened, when Antifa instigated the whole thing, and then unfortunately a couple of their guys got hurt and they wanted to whine and cry about it.
Oh yeah, and like I said, I watched the video earlier with Peter, and I saw what happened. It's more than obvious.
And I'd also like to dispel any thoughts of the Proud Boys being a white supremacist group. Their national president is a Cuban American.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then usually when you bring that up to the people who want to call them supremacists, then they bring up their misogynistic problems.
That's their only go-to thing is to call people white supremacists. That's their only go-to thing that they have. Oh my God, it's a Nazi. Oh my God, it's a white supremacist. But these are people that are saying this that do nothing but sit at home on their couch and thumb-thug the computer.
Yes. Which, by the way, thank you, mystery caller, because you just fed me into my next topic nicely, and I'll keep you around for this one if you wish.
Sure.
The do's and don'ts of social media and how to talk. My personal view, when I'm on social media and I'm having an exchange with someone, I treat it like we're sitting shoulder to shoulder in a bar, having a discussion with differing views. And in a bar, if you're sitting next to me, you're not going to randomly insult me, degrade me, or call me a name, because the next thing you'll be calling is your dentist. But
yes,
on social media, there is no fear of that. Which I
absolutely not, and the other end of that spectrum is if you hurt someone's feelings on social media, you automatically become the buzzwords. The buzzwords being Nazi, white supremacist, racist, bigot, hater.
Oh yeah, that's out there, and like I said, for me, I've had a lot of run-ins with that. People assume because I'm out there on the bike wearing a leather vest, well, I must be a racist.
The Watchmen and the Proud Boys are both open to any race, any gender, any choice in life that you make, person, I'll put it that way,
sure,
joining either organization after they are vetted.
Okay, question for you. Are you a Niagara County or Erie County person? I saw you got the 7.
Niagara County.
You're Niagara County. All right. So you probably know a person that I would overwhelmingly say belongs with the Watchmen with his mindset, but his job at this point probably wouldn't let him, and that's Pete Robinson. Big Pete.
I know who Pete is. Pete does a lot for the community. His peanut butter and jelly drives are phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get Pete on here for since the beginning, but I mean he's just so busy. He does so much.
Pete could probably run his own show and it would be famous.
Well, that's part of why I wanted to bring him on was, I kind of need Pete's celebrity status.
Right.
But and me and him, we agree on a lot. He's actually further to the right on a lot of issues than I am. But, yeah, as far as, I could see Pete after he retires being involved with the Watchmen. Seems like the same personality. I actually see him becoming the PR guy for the Watchmen because he's damn good at it. But
we get praise from so many people. We right. A bunch of us just came home from Washington D.C. too, where we were praised down there by people walking up to us and saying, "Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for everything you do." We heard that everywhere we went.
Actually, the Washington trip was one of them where people are trying to say that was a sign that you were racist because there were people in that crowd who may have been racist. There were people in that crowd that may have been wearing fingernail polish. That didn't make them racist. Right. There's people in every crowd that may be a racist. You go to a Bills game, you go to a Sabres game, you go to a gay pride parade. I have a family member who is gay and married, and her wife hates gay men. Absolutely.
Right.
Hates them. Does that make her a homophobe? Maybe. Does it make me a homophobe because I go out with her? No. And that's the problem. We're linking things in order to put an evil label of an extremist end through social media on people. And like I said, if you and I were in a bar and we were disagreeing on something, are you going to throw out nasty, vulgar, and vile insults at me because we disagree?
That's the way our world has become.
Right, but that's
the way our world has become. If you, unfortunately, if you offend someone's little panties and they get in a bunch, their first instinct is to try and say that you're something that you're not.
And that's on social media. That's how they are. But like I said, if we're in a bar, say we're sitting at the Last Chance, are they going to do that same thing there? And that's how I look at social media. I treat it like sitting in a bar.
Well, I mean, depending on whether
they're getting more and more.
We're waiting for a physical response or not.
Right. And
sitting in a bar is a lot different than sitting behind a computer.
Exactly. And like I said, I've always treated, going back to the days of pay by the hour AOL. So, yes, I'm dating myself for age here.
Great.
But even back then, I treated it like I'm in a bar. That's how you communicate with people. You don't know what that person is.
Right, exactly. I just wanted to call in and dispel any type of this is for anybody listening. If you believe that we're white supremacists and racist and everything, please find out when the next level 1 meeting is and come and see for yourself. Come and see for yourself what this organization is bringing to the table.
Excellent. And if you could do me a favor and pass along the line here, someone from your whoever handles your PR, because I'm sure your group functions similar to a group I'm involved in, where you have a PR person first.
Yes. Is this a show that you're going to be doing every week now?
I've been doing this show every week for this is episode 5, but I missed a couple weeks in the middle there, so a couple months now I've been doing this. And
episode 5. And what's your name?
Hugh Carroll.
What's your name?
Hugh Carroll.
Huh?
Hugh Carroll.
Hugh Carroll.
Yes.
Okay.
And the phone number.
All right, well,
the phone number you dialed that's actually my daily contact number too. So have someone from your PR get with me. I'd love to be able to sit down. I live up in Lockport, so I know most of you guys are up in my general neighborhood. So
Get with Peter. I'm pretty sure the next level one meeting is coming up on Tuesday. So Peter will know. Peter will know when the next level one meeting is.
okay. Yep, that'd be great. I'd love to be able to talk with someone, work something out here, and maybe we can help each other out a little bit too. So
thanks for letting me call it.
Hey.
Thanks for letting me call in and run my mouth.
Hey, not a problem,
Peter.
not a problem. But I do have
Peter.
one rule.
Yes, sir. Oh, go ahead, Hugh. What's your rule?
One rule for
Peter.
mystery caller. You gotta
Sure.
share the post.
Absolutely.
He will.
Peter,
I need
Yes,
the money.
sir.
Peter, hang your American flag. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, brother. Thank you for that. I got an
Goodbye.
American flag yesterday. All
Really?
right.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
No, Peter.
Goodbye now.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh shoot, I got to hang up on him. I forgot about that. I control that. Now, Peter, you with the American flag?
Well, I'm a transplanted Canadian. I live here now.
Yeah, you're permanent resident alien.
Yeah, but
My
I'm going to go
grandfather
for,
never had anything more than a Irish flag in his house.
Yeah, but that was your grandfather's generation. No, I'm proud to
Oh,
be an American now. I want to run for citizenship. I am. I'm very proud
Yeah.
to be here.
By the way, you just teed it up, and I was so nice. You owe me.
Oh, do I?
Yes, you teed it up so nice for me, and I didn't swing for the fence.
What's that?
When you said it was my grandpa's generation. You set me up for an old joke so well.
Well, Tim Heater wrote and said, "Damn, Hugh, we're both old."
Yeah.
LOL.
Well, Tim, not according to my wife. She says I have the maturity level of a 12-year-old. But then again, let's face it, all men do. When we're at work, we're serious, and as soon as we get out of work, we're 12 again.
Well, Hugh, if you don't mind my interjecting, having the call from Tim, he's a member of the Watchmen, and he was
Okay.
very open about it. They do have a podcast on Wednesdays here at Yowowa Media at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And the idea is to even your openness to speaking with them tonight and the caller, it really helps in the way that you're representing this. And I agree with you 100% that on Facebook, when we stop behaving like men and women, people of character, and we just start hurling out all that crap, I think we lose the dignity of ourselves. And, you know, it was great that you're very open to hearing people out. And that's the point is I love that when you said you ask tough questions and you ask, okay, why are they racist?
Always.
You want to know where it comes from.
Yeah,
And that's to be commended.
I'm never gonna just jump on a bandwagon. Peter, if you remember the first time I came in here to be a guest on a different show, one of the first things I told you was I don't speak in memes and I don't live by social media.
That's right.
I want truth, I want answers, and I don't play games. I'm here strictly to make sure that the truth gets out.
Right.
And that's all that matters. Anything more than that, if we have fun, great. If people watch and listen, great. Did I get the truth out, or did I play one side only? And honestly, that goes back to being raised by my father and my grandfather, who were born and raised in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I remember as a kid during the Troubles watching it on TV every night. I was 5 years old. My father would make sure every night we were sitting in the living room to watch the updates on the national news on CBC. We'd have to watch CBC to get it daily updates on Bobby Sands. And we watched. And I grew up learning that. And that's why you'll find that most people who are either from Northern Ireland or first generation American from Northern Irish family, we don't put up with racism.
Nope.
Not at all. We're here because our homeland wouldn't allow us.
Good point.
It's plain and simple. My father was a Catholic living in a part of Belfast they refer to as the Holy Land.
Mm-hmm.
All the streets are named off from areas of the Mideast. And he was told what school he could go to, how far in school he would have been allowed to advance, where he would have been allowed to work, where he would have been allowed to live, because he was a Catholic. And that just pisses me off.
Boy, try doing that here. Although they've tried in some ways.
Oh, yeah, they do. And people will always try. And right now it's swung the other way, where people are still trying to tell us what we can do, where we can go, what we're allowed to be based on our political beliefs. Having a governor say that if you are not in belief of his version of gun ownership rights, you can leave the state. Well, that tells me that I probably don't want to be in the state. Yeah, fine. I'm gone. The only reason I came back was I had kids or grandkids. When my grandson was born, I moved back to New York. But you'll find people like us. My brother, if he's listening, I know he doesn't play the game at all either. Nothing will piss him off more. Like I said, I do have a couple of family members who are gay. We won't play that. Do we have a fight going out there, Peter?
No, we might have some celebrations. I think the Buffalo Bills won their division earlier tonight.
Okay.
I'll take a quick look.
Yeah, anybody watching right now, please let me know. Did the Buffalo Bills just clinch it? No, I'm not a football fan, so it don't matter so much to me. I haven't watched NFL in a couple of years. So, what's it looking like out them windows there, Peter?
I think we need some preachers. No. Absolute quiet.
Absolute quiet. Okay, so that tells me that the Bills must have just won. So, okay. But yeah, on the whole racism issue, are we still live there, Peter?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to pop up and confirm the score for you so you feel better.
Yeah, that'd be great if I could see it here.
Here, look up along the top.
I'm looking.
Buffalo 48-19 over Denver.
48-19. Okay, not only did Buffalo just clinch the division for the first time in 25 years, they spanked the hell out of the Dolphins.
No, that was the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolphins are coming up. So, but
yay!
Yes. So there we go. We got some good news. We got some better news, and it's been confirmed that on January 13th, NHL returns. There's also a little controversy going on that one about the Canadian teams because it appears the Prime Minister is not going to allow the Canadian teams to travel within Canada.
Oh, that sucks, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not like it really matters. We're going for the Stanley Cup here, not the Canadian Cup. It's been a long time since the Canadian teams made it to even the finals.
I know, eh?
So, but, yeah, so the Bills are making the playoffs. The Sabres are looking great. And the biggest records being set are the city of Niagara Falls because we're allowing it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
So, big thing to think about there. So, yeah, hopefully, though, we can get everything back. Like I said, my big thing is I'm glad the vaccine's out. I know a lot of people are opposed to it. What's funny is it's extremists on both sides who are opposed to it. So when someone tells me they're not getting the vaccine, I ask them, is it because Donald Trump created the vaccine or is it because they're putting microchips in it? Screws them right up every time. Nobody knows how to respond to that one.
Nope.
Because both sides are nuts. So
I hope that the vaccine is working, and I do hope that this is coming to an end. Everyone does.
Well, the numbers look incredibly positive. And actually, here we go. This will feed back in, and I'm sure Tim is going to disagree with me on this one because Tim's a little further to the right than I am. But as far as I'm concerned, as a member of a community, if you are going to be going out in public, if you are going to be dealing with people outside of your tiny little circle that you normally have been in the last few months, you have every responsibility to get that vaccine. I mean, you don't have to. Don't be surprised if the incoming administration adds one more form that we have to fill out when we get hired for a job, where we're going to have our W-2, we're going to have our I-9, which is proof of legal right to work in the U.S., And we are also going to have our V1 card or form, proof of vaccine. Without it, you cannot get a job. I expect that to happen. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't come to that. I want there to be a wait list to get the vaccine, because as long as there's more people who want it than there is vaccine available, they're not going to force it. As soon as they start forcing it, people are going to fight back.
Sure.
But like I said, if you want to go live in the woods and be an anti-vaxxer, by all means, do it. Just do me a favor. Don't come into town. Yeah, let's be honest. I've got a real good friend of mine. She lives up in Maine. It's a very small town. She's on the city council, or on the town council out there. And the town's so small that the town council meets twice a year. This is not an exaggeration. Roxanne, if you're listening, yes, I'm talking about you. But she has medical issues where she will not be able to get the vaccine.
Oh.
And there's going to be a lot of people with issues that the doctors are going to say, you can't get the vaccine. And when that happens, now it's my responsibility to look out for my neighbor. And if my neighbor can't get that vaccine, I sure as shit should, so I don't have to risk being a carrier and getting my neighbor sick when we're standing there in the morning leaning over the fence having coffee. It's just the right thing to do. I know for a fact that if I got COVID, I may have already, I don't know, I've never had the antibody test, but if I get it, I'm going to recover quickly. And I'm considered high risk. I have one kidney. I'm a chain smoker, and we might as well say I'm a huffer because, I was in the shop today painting, and I can't afford the cost of masks anymore with the COVID. The price went through the roof. So, I'm out there sucking fumes today. And I'm still going to recover, and I know it, because at some point in my life, I had TB and nobody knew it. I went into a place once where we had to get tuberculosis tests, and I tested positive for the antibodies. They asked me, "Well, when was your last chest X-ray?" I said, "For what?" They said, "Well, you got TB." I said, "I what?" Scared the hell out of me. Nope, never had it. So obviously I was exposed to it. My body developed the antibodies quickly. I'm hoping that they also decide that anybody who has the antibodies doesn't get the vaccine, or at least they get pushed to the end of the line so that those who haven't been exposed to it can get it.
Right.
I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard any studies medically about that. I'm going to start harassing some people over the next week or so because I'm not building bikes. I got nothing else to do now. I sit at home. I watch my daughter on her iPad doing her schoolwork, and I have my phone in my hand. So I got nothing else to do right now but harass people and ask questions. And I'm going to be doing a lot of it. Because I personally believe, from my medical understanding, now I'm not an infectious disease doctor. I do have medical training. I have not seen the minute details on COVID, no more than the general public has. But it's an infectious disease, so it makes sense to me that it should be, if you have the antibodies, you have the antibodies.
Right.
And a vaccine creates antibodies. So if you have the antibodies already, or you have already beat COVID, and you should be at the bottom of the list for the vaccine because you shouldn't need it. That's my medical understanding. If I'm wrong, somebody please on next week's show call and tell me I'm an idiot. I don't get offended when you're speaking the truth. So, we're going to wrap up here tonight. Special thank you to Peter for running Dustin's job and Peter's job. Barb, thank you so much for running my soundboard tonight.
It's always good having Ohio Barb in the studio.
Yes, I love having Barb in here to run this. To those who typed in and those who called in, thank you so much. Mm-hmm. To extremist groups everywhere, go screw yourself. And to the street thugs, join them. In the meantime, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go meet up with a few friends of mine, and we're going to have a few cocktails to laugh about what an idiot I was tonight.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Don't
Yes.
forget tomorrow night, Fun Day Nights with Noel and Courtney. That's at 7. Black Reality Unscripted is at 5 p.m. And a special broadcast on WNY Reach tomorrow at 12:30 with an individual who is pushing for family medical leave across the nation. So we've got a lot coming here at Yowowa Media, and we thank you for being part of the family here. Good to have you back, brother.
Thank you so much.